Today, let us start the day with a great quote. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. These words by Aristotle rings hauntingly true today. His visionary understanding of the true education encompassed both intellectual and moral development. Yet, despite his ancient wisdom, we are today facing a very disturbing reality. Highly educated individuals who still lack basic human compassion and common sense. The December 21, 2024 attack in Magdeburg, Germany stands as a stark evidence. A 50-year-old Saudi-born doctor Talib A, who deliberately rammed his car into a Christmas market, killed two and injured 200 plus innocent civilians. His so-called education didn't prevent him from embracing the extremist ideology. This isn't an isolated incident. Germany has documented 30 jihad-related incidents since 2016, from mob knife attack to plot against the embassies and the police. This act of violence, often perpetrated by educated individuals, completely shatter the myth that education alone prevents radicalization. Actually, these individuals also excelled in education from a book that came from the sky. The resurgence of radical jihadists in Europe marks what many call the continent's darkest period. This wave of chaos unleashed by the individuals who often hold advanced degrees definitely debunks the long held belief that education is an antidote to terror. In this video, we will burn and roast the fact that if Islamists were educated, they wouldn't have turned extremist. Over the last span of years, countless big terrorists have come across the world platform, and if you check their background, it makes you worried more. Among them is the 50-year-old Saudi-born psychiatrist Talib A, who recently deliberately drove his car into a Christmas market, killing two and injuring 200 plus civilians. Currently in custody, he is reportedly a specialist in psychiatry and psychotherapy. The German media linked him to an X account titled as Saudi Military Opposition, criticizing the Germany's treatment of the Saudi asylum seekers. The German media linked him to an X account titled Saudi Military Opposition, criticizing Germany's treatment of the Saudi asylum seekers. Ironically, despite claiming to be Islam's harshest critic, his own actions mirror those he condemns. And viewers, this is just the tip of the iceberg. These are some renowned names, their most qualified degree, and the heinous crimes they have committed. Muhammad Emwazi. He was an electrical engineer in the UK known as the Jihadi John. He was a Kuwaiti-born terrorist featured in several ISIS videos showing the execution of hostages between 2014 and 15. He was part of the four-person terrorist cell called the Beatles. Here we have another guy of the same background, Ramzi Ahmad Yusuf. He was also an electrical engineer. He was one of the main perpetrators and the mastermind behind the 1993 World Trade Center bombing and the Philippine airline Flight 434 bombing. He was also the co-conspirator of the Bojinka plot. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was also a mechanical engineer from North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. As an operational planner for the Al-Qaeda, he masterminded some of the organization's highest profile attack, most notably the September 11, 2001 attack on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. The former ISIS chief Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi held a PhD degree in Islamic studies, and he became the ISIS chief. In 2014, he gained the global notoriety after ISIS seized large parts of Syria and Iraq. Osama bin Laden himself was a civil engineer from the King Abdul Aziz University, founded by Al-Qaeda. He was the mastermind behind the 2001 attack on the World Trade Center. Ayman al-Zawahiri was a surgeon. He did MBBS from Cairo, and he became Al-Qaeda's leader after bin Laden's death. He was also involved in orchestrating the 9/11 attack on America. Whereas Faisal Shehzad was a computer engineer, he also had a diploma in computer application from the Ajlan University. He was convicted of the failed Times Square bombing attempt in May 2010. He received a life sentence in Manhattan court. Whereas Al-Qaeda's Naim Noor Khan was an IT specialist and he was arrested in Pakistan in 2004. His laptop contained detailed plan for attack on American building and locations, including several airports. Ahlam Tamimi was a journalist, a Jordanian resident who orchestrated the 2001 Jerusalem bombing that killed 16 and injured over 150 people. These all profiles indeed paint a very disturbing picture. A PhD holder, a civil engineer, a mechanical doctor, a medical doctor, all highly educated individuals who became the most notorious terror leaders. Each received education from prestigious institutions, yet they choose to lead organizations responsible for mass death and global terror. These examples of highly educated terrorists further reinforce to the point that education alone doesn't prevent radicalization. Each of these individuals held advanced degrees from respected institutions, yet they choose the path of extreme violence and terror. So please, dear West, wake up from your slumber. We are not against any particular religion. We are against the mindset that preaches to eradicate the other. Let us join hands and fight back against any ideology that promotes or propagates hatred in any way.